Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. A woman should soften but not weaken a man. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. The madman is a dreamer awake. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. My love is something valuable to me which I ought not to throw away without reflection. Men are more moral than they think and far more immoral than they can imagine. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. The creative writer does the same as the child at play. He creates a world of fantasy which he takes very seriously. The more the fruits of knowledge become accessible to men, the more widespread is the decline of religious belief. Loneliness and darkness have just robbed me of my valuables. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. The ego is not master in its own house. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea. They become powerless when they oppose it. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. You wanted to kill your father in order to be your father yourself. Now you are your father, but a dead father. Smoking is indispensable if one has nothing to kiss. Where such men love, they have no desire, and where they desire, they cannot love. When one does not have what one wants, one must want what one has. Human life should not be considered as the proper material for wild experiments. Dreams are often most profound when they seem the most crazy. Those who have eyes to see and ears to hear will soon convince themselves that mortals cannot hide any secret. Who lacks sex speaks about sex. Hungry talks about food. A person who has no money about money and are oligarchs, and bankers talk about morality. We are never so vulnerable as when we love, and never so hopelessly unhappy as when we lose the object of our love. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past. And the only person better you should be, this is who you are now. Happiness is a child's dream fulfilled in maturity. Words have a magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or the deepest despair. Avoid women who talk a lot about sex, because often they have gotten a psychological breakdown from the lack of it. Just as no one can be forced into belief, so no one can be forced into unbelief. A woman will never want sex with a man who doesn't get her hints. Love and work, work and love, that's all there is. The only shame in masturbation is the shame of not doing it well.